We're here at the Oak Hill Sports Stag in the VIP, and Jeff Schneidel here, joined by Coach Dan Scholz. Coach, how you doing tonight?
Fantastic. Ready for a great night.
Great night. What a great night to celebrate Oak Hill's athletics. So we're going to have over 300 people here. It'll be lively, and we got a somewhat of a familiar football coach here tonight.
Absolutely. I'm very excited just to be out with the community and have a relaxing evening, but it's also going to be a lot of fun to hear a guy that was the Bengals coach when I most remember growing up. So, I remember Forrest Gregg and I remember Sam Weiss. Those are the two guys that, when I was really
I'm
into
right
the
there
Bengals.
with you.
Those were the guys
that I followed. Those were good times.
Yes.
Those were the Who Day, and that's where
absolutely.
Where the jungle started, and that was
right.
all fun things. So I'm sure we're going to hear a lot from Sam tonight, and I'm sure he'll keep it light and lively, and everybody will be enjoying it. So,
Absolutely.
But Coach, as we always talk, I always make the comment: it's always football season, isn't it?
Absolutely. We don't. We have to take that 28 days off at the end of our season, and we spend that time counting knee pads and thigh pads and getting all of our stuff put away and getting our helmets and stuff out. But
shining them up.
I tell you what, we've had 6 great weeks of weightlifting. I just figured out today, we have 30 guys with 90% attendance or better. We have 18 guys with 100% attendance.
Nice.
So, our guys have bought into doing what they're supposed to do and have bought into working hard. We're stronger now than our team was last year by a long shot. Defensively, we're a lot stronger with our returning guys. Offensively, our offensive line is working really hard, doing great. So, we're doing everything we can to be prepared to go compete for championships as we would like to do in the fall.
Well, Coach, the 2013 season, you had a very exciting team. I know the record was the same as the year before, but certainly it just seemed like you guys were just right there on the cusp of just breaking through.
Yeah, we have to. That's a coaching thing. We have to get better, and I think as our coaches staff, as we talked, and I'll take full blame for some of the things that happened because, our players, we have to make sure our players are doing what we want them to do, how we want them to do them, and that's our job. And that's why we have contracts, and that's why we do the things that we do. So our players are great kids who we have to put in positions to be successful. And as long as we can do that as coaches, I think we're going to be okay. So that's our job. We have to put the kids in a position to be successful. And so we're working at that right now. We're talking to the staff about who's going to play where and what we have to do, and if this kid can do it, can that kid do it, and we're constantly looking, but obviously we have a lot of places open, as every team does at this point, and no job is safe. So you need to be working hard and be prepared, ready to go.
Sure, and you played a very, very strong schedule last year. You ended up playing the Loveland Tigers that were state champs, and they were a good ball club. Tried hanging in with them, and of course with Coleraine and East and West, and there were certainly some very fun games,
right.
And you guys are right there in all of them.
When we lost to the 15-0 team, we've lost to I think it was a 12-1 team, and I think we lost to 2 9-2 teams. So those are good teams, but the bottom line is we lost, and we want to be those teams.
Right.
We want to
Right.
be the 15-0 team.
Right.
We want to be consistently a 12-1 team, the 9-2 teams. Those are the teams that we want to be, and to be those guys, you have to win.
Right.
In those games. And so we have a very competitive conference, the best conference in the state of Ohio, in my opinion. And so that's one of the challenges that we have to do to get this thing rolling. We've talked a lot about we have to change the culture. We have to change the culture. Well, yeah, I want to tell you today the culture in the football program has changed. We're ready to go. Our guys are getting after it. We're excited about what we're doing. Our coaches are working extremely hard right now with the kids in the weight room and getting things ready and preparing how we have to tweak this and tweak that. So we're ready to go, and I'm very excited about what we're doing.
Well, Coach, you rolled off those records of those teams that you played, so I'm assuming you review those probably on a regular or daily basis with the kids, that they're not that far off.
Well, and absolutely, and we've studied what we've done in those games, and we've studied how we played and the mistakes that we made and why we made them, so that we can correct those when we get in those games in the future. So we have to be able to coach them in game to make sure that we're ready to go. And that's what we have to do as coaches. We have to consistently get better. I have to get better as a coach, and it's been really fun working with our guys. And I tell you what, this senior class to be is very, very committed. They're a great bunch of guys to be around. the one thing I challenge a few of them on is that they're so nice. They need a little nastiness in them, and we need that. So I think that's going to be a thing where our guys are going to really push and work and do the things that they're supposed to do. So I'm excited about what they're going to do there.
And a lot of the success happens at this time of the year as far as getting ready and the weight room and showing up and doing all those great things. So you start out the year next year against kind of a little bit of a local opponent here, correct?
That's right. We play the Purple Parochial School, and we're going to get after it. I think that's going to be a great thing. And I think from watching the environment of the basketball game the last couple of years, what a great environment it's going to be for us to be.
That was a tremendous environment. I know we came up a little bit short as far as the score, and it got a little bit out of hand. But I tell you what an awesome amount of energy, and it was a lot of fun, and it was good seeing both schools going.
Well, the nice thing for me to be able to do that is to be able to watch. And I have to learn. I have to learn as a coach. I was studying that game and how the kids responded to the energy, how the kids, because they kind of came out, and I think I talked to Coach Price about how the basketball players handled that and what they did in those games, and he thought they were a little bit too excited and how to do that, and we're going to have that. We're going to have those things where we don't want guys to be exhausted in warm-ups, and I hear that now. I study, with teams going into the NFL championship games and then talking about the Super Bowl and how they do all that pregame. Now, obviously, playing a week 1 regular season game, I'm not comparing to the Super Bowl, but we have to be prepared to help our kids be successful in that environment when we get there. So that's something that I think is important for us to be able to do, and I think it's exciting to be able to go through that. But I have to be ready to help our guys be able to get ready to go play their best game. And last year, week 1, we did not do that. So that's a challenge for me. We were in the game early. We put our heads down. I have to figure out how to keep our heads up. But I think our kids have got that over the course of the year, and over the course of the last couple of years. I think we're ready to make the plays to win the game instead of coming up short on the plays that we have to make to win the game.
Right.
And I think that's an exciting thing. It's an exciting time to be a Highlander football player. It's exciting to be the Highlander football coach, and I'm very excited about how things are going and progressing. But we have to help kids be able to make plays that win games, and that's what we're going to do.
Well, Coach, your enthusiasm is always tremendous, and you definitely have the program going in the right direction. And it's always football season. So
yes, it is.
What are we? Half a year away, maybe? Down to the day, maybe?
We're about 223 days from playing, I think. So that's a good day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Coach, best of luck in the off season. I know that's a lot of people just don't see all the time, effort, and energy you got to do. Everyone sees you coaching on game day or the players playing on game day and say, "Wow, wouldn't it be fun to be?" But they don't see all the things that go in ahead of
right.
it and
right.
The whole package. But again, I joke that it's year round, but it is because again, getting the culture to where you want it and the enthusiasm, and I'm sure the players feed off your positive energy, and that's awesome.
Well, I hope so, and I hope that we can continue to make the strides to represent this great school, this great community in a way it should be represented. And we need to do our part, and we have to outwork. Our way that we're going to win games here is by being more disciplined, by being more committed, and doing the little things correctly. Because we're not going to be able to come out. We don't have 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 Division I offered kids as the teams that we're going to play. You look at who we play week 1; they have guys with offers already. All the way up and down our schedule, they have guys with offers already, and we don't have anybody. Now, do I think some of our players deserve offers? Absolutely, but we have to get those. So that's something that we're going to go. But we have to be ready to go play, and we're going to do what we have to do to represent our school and our community in an honorable way, and at the same time push ourselves to overachieve. That's what we have to do.
You do that. You represent them well. So
I appreciate that.
I know Rob and myself, ESP Media, we thoroughly we've enjoyed coming over and doing the football games, and man, we're right there with you on some of the tough ones. But Coach, you're going to get them over the hump, and there's going to be great days ahead for the Highlanders.
I appreciate that. Hope so.
Okay, Coach Dan Scholz of the Oak Hills Highlanders. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Have a good evening.